Well, hello, Team Shreevers. Chaplain Hughes again. Thank you so much for joining me in the sacred space another week. Before we begin, I'd like to start off with a little joke. So, how does a joke actually become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. Apparent, you get it? Yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure you got it. Anywho, speaking of authoritative positions, I think here in the sacred space, we could all agree that sometimes people in authority get things wrong. They make mistakes because they're human. I'm actually thinking about a story that took place thousands of years ago when there were two nations that were going to war. Now, war was a little different back then than it is today. Back then, they would choose their most skillful warriors to enter into hand-to-hand combat. Now, Nation A had a warrior that went by Danny, and he was unknown. People didn't really know what he was capable of. Nation B had a warrior named Gregory. Everyone knew he was like the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He never lost. So Danny wanted to serve his country and asked the king if he could fight Gregory. The king was a little skeptical, but after some convincing, he decided to allow Danny to serve. Now, before he went, he gifted Danny with his own personal helmet and armor. That was too heavy for Danny. He couldn't maneuver how he needed to, so he took it off, chose his own weapon of choice, and long story short, he defeated Gregory. Now, what I didn't tell you is Danny did not have any formal training in hand-to-hand combat. Matter of fact, he was just a shepherd taking care of his father's sheep. But in that, he gained skill sets because he had to fend off all type of wild predators so that the sheep could live. Now, how does that relate to you and I? Simply put, there are certain experiences, skill sets that we had before we ever put on this uniform, and it makes us to be the best airmen that we are today. There will be times where there's well-meaningful mentors that will give you advice, i.e. their helmet. And you will have to discern, do you take it, do you accept it, or do you respectfully say no thank you? At the end of the day, you have skill sets, you have talents, and the Space Force needs those things. You will not be able to do the exact same thing you did in the Air Force for the Space Force. And that's good because you get to shine. Please use your experiences. Please use your talents. Go ahead and armor up and bring back a win for this nation. Thank you again for joining me in the sacred space.